Hello, I'm Skipper Sully, also known as John James. My real job is a sports broadcast technician, but you'd never know it. The crew, that's my wife, Andrea Forman, an architect.
Such as it is.
First mate, galley slave, and the love of my life. And this is Indy, guard dog, sailing dog, and a professional sleeper, and our best pal. But the real star is No Problem, a Hunter 31 built in 1986. Rumor has it that she was the first Hunter ever sold in California. No Problem lives at Southwestern Yacht Club on Point Loma, San Diego, California. Southwestern Yacht Club is a beautiful yacht club in the Shelter Island Yacht Basin. That's where I learned the Corinthian ways of sailing. We sail to the Channel Islands mostly, but Catalina Island is 47 miles west of LA and is our primary playground. So come share with us our first video trip, one I call the Grand Loop. But our first day, we received an invitation from our friend Linda to attend the San Diego Boat Show. So, No Problem's crew went, and boy did we get the I wants. Hands down, both Andrea and I love the Moody 54D. That's sailing in luxury. But later that evening, we started getting prepared for our looping cruise to Catalina and then to the main shores of California. There's always so many things to do and fill and adjust in preparation for it getting underway. And then before you know it, you finally are. And it's wonderful. And then you realize there's always something new to learn, something new to teach. The targeting lights, which is San Diego Bay, you try to line the two lights up, one above each other. And when you do, you're going right down the channel. The flashing one is closer than the one on shore, which blinks more slowly. San Diego must be the kelp capital of the world, because if you don't sail all the way out to SD1, you end up getting stuck in kelp. Then, one of the other advantages of going at the time we do is a night crossing. When I asked the old-timers at Southwestern Yacht Club when they sailed to Catalina, they all said, "We don't. We just motor at night. It's smoother, there's no wind, and you get there the next morning, ready to go." So the crew naps and sleeps, and we all take our turns on watches. And before you know it, the next morning, Catalina Island is in view. Andrea suffers from a little bit of seasickness, usually on our first day of crossing. But after that, she's got her sea legs. But that means I get to be at the helm a lot more than normal, and I don't mind it one bit. I enjoy operating the vessel as efficiently and safely as I can, and I'm also in charge. It gives me a lot of time to think and enjoy the experience of making sail. The advantage of going overnight is we arrive usually midday and have our choice of mooring balls, in this case at Avalon Harbor.
What's the anchor in 3 stars? Is that a senior Commodore?
One of the advantages of having a sailboat is having a galley, and I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world because I've got someone who loves cooking on board ship. Andrea always makes something special, and so we make a special event of every meal on board, No Problem. Oh, this looks terrific. Considering you cooked it on an alcohol stove that isn't even pressurized. Avalon is a beautiful harbor, but the next morning we decided to put to sea and go to the West End, to the Isthmus. A totally different experience as compared to Avalon. As we put to sea that morning, the fellows in charge of the bay said, "Be careful, it's really windy out there." Little did we know that we were going to have the best sail of the whole trip. Sleeps a lot these days.
Well, she always likes a nap in the morning. She just gets it in Mom's lap today.
The west end of Catalina has numerous anchorages, all with mooring balls. There's Emerald Cove, 4th of July, Cherry Cove, and of course the largest, Twin Harbors, and all of those are on the channel side of Catalina. Of course, one of the advantages in being in Twin Harbors is you're close to the restaurant bar, where they make the world famous buffalo milk. Let me tell you, if you're ever in that part of the world, you need to try a buffalo milk. Overall, the West End is a totally different experience.
So today we've had a beautiful sail all the way up to the Isthmus. The winds for the first time ever are coming out of the south-southeast at almost 15 to 20, so we put up just the jib and sailed our way up. Had a beautiful sail this morning, went all the way to Emerald Cove and noticed that nobody was in it. That's because it's really rolly, lots of wind and stuff. So we're now back at the Isthmus waiting for the Harbor Patrol to come give us an assignment. And there are two things here that are kind of fun. Number one, dealing with them, and number two, a Catalina mooring. Always fun to watch. We'll show you that.
We don't have anybody there at the moment.
Just wait at the mouth of the harbor or call the harbor police on channel 19 and they'll come over and help you with your assignment.
Boss? Bravo, 14.
So once you pay for your mooring, you're off and running to your assignment and to the world famous Catalina moorings. These are unique because they have a floating wand which you pull up the forward hawser on, and then you'll find another line that leads you to the stern hawser. Now Andrea's really good at these, but it seems like every time we come here they give us an assignment for a mooring ball designed for a longer boat than no problem. There's nothing wrong with taking the lead line that's attached to the stern hawser and tying that to the back of your boat. And I'll tell you what, I think it's a good idea to use gloves. These lines are really gross. Two harbors, Cherry Cove, the Isthmus, they can all be very rolly because of sea action coming in from the channel. But we were lucky this time. The harbor was as smooth as glass. Nothing wrong with that.
Previous trips, I've always frozen it and just brought it along and reheated. This time I kind of ran out of time to provision, so I decided I'd make it on the boat. And normally this is a slow cooked meal, but
You can slow cook it here by setting that to a really low alcohol fire.
which I will do once it gets going.
Now I want everyone to notice, this is an alcohol stove that isn't pressurized. These are just burners with a lot of alcohol in them. And one single little flame comes up. See that flame? That's what she's cooking on. Let me tell you, that takes a lot of patience.
It gets hot.
But it gets hot in a space of about, a spot of about 4 to 5 inches, maybe if you're lucky. So all the pots and everything in here have real thick bottoms to help spread that around.
Yeah, the thin pads don't really function very well.
An overcast morning greeted us the next day, and we made preparations to go across the channel to the LA side and see what kind of harbors we could discover. But what we discovered was no wind and an absolutely flat, calm sea. Now that could have advantages or disadvantages, especially for certain crew members.
Time to cool off. Pretty glassy though.
The sea's so glassy because there's no wind at this moment. Last night we were given a reprieve. There wasn't any wave action at all in our mooring. The isthmus can be noisy sometimes, especially with a flat sterned, non-chined boat. So we had a good night's rest last night.
It's like glass out there.
When there's no breeze, it gets hot and muggy. And I'll tell you what, you start thinking of ways of generating shade. It's amazing what you can do with 2 blankets and a bunch of clothespins. And what I came up with worked pretty well and made the whole cockpit comfortable, especially for our important canine crew member. So join us next time for Chapter 2 as we finish the Grand Loop. Hey, have you seen the bay marker for Newport Bay?
It's off here as a right here with all the animal life on it.
This noisy thing here? Got a bell on it.